Hi, Michelle. See, you've joined. I just was getting some lotion. I don't know about those of you, but with the amount of hand washing I'm doing, my hands are just chapped constantly. So, putting the lotion on regularly is definitely a thing right now. So, I'm just going to give it another minute, let some other people pop in before we start. So, you can, if you're on now and you want to add a playlist to this, I've done Facebook Lives before, and you're not allowed to use music. I think they might like stop your video from being able to be shared because you need copyrights. So I made a playlist. If you guys want to grab your phone, I mean, if we have the luxury of having two devices, you want to go on Spotify. If you have that, search Alison LaBianca. It has a space between La and Bianca, and then look for the playlist Remember to Breathe. So you can use that for class if you want. Otherwise, I'm going to be doing it without music, so I can record this without problems, but feel free to do that while we're waiting a few more minutes. Yeah, I get to be in this beautiful space, so it's a weird time to be without a home because to be quarantined and housebound, you need somewhere to be. And I'm thankful for just so many people in my life who have opened their doors to me at different seasons this past few years as I've been like a full-time traveler. So I'm currently in Oregon with some of my really good friends, and they've just allowed me to take over their upstairs right now, and she's like a lover of plants, if you can see, and so I get to practice with lots of beautiful green around me. But yeah, so we'll get started. I love seeing these names pop up. Yeah, so glad you're all here. And for those watching later, glad you can just find time that for you to be here. So just for fun, I just was texting my good friend. She's like, I'm going to be there. And I was like, I totally put on a little makeup because I literally am not going out anymore. I even brought like these little booty boots to wear here in Oregon. I was like, why did I even pack those? I know I'm not going out anywhere. So I put on a little lipstick and just for the fun of it, because why not? So feel free to get yourself dressed up if you want for your yoga, because we just need a reason if we're gathering together. Yeah, so that's just the little spiel for those who just jumped on. I was just saying there's a playlist if you want to use it in Spotify under Alison LaBianca, space between La and Bianca, and it's the Remember to Breathe. But I am going to scooch back in a minute. So something I wanted to say before, just if you want to, in the quick comments, just write your name and where you're logging in from, what part of the world, what part of the country you're in, because yeah, we're getting to use technology right now, and it's kind of just the gift. And instead of it just being me talking at you, I'd love a little engagement at the beginning and end of class. So just quick, hey, it's me, I'm here, whatever else you might want to share. But yeah, so a couple weeks ago, I was like, you know what, I want to start posting little live videos, like a midweek body mind cleanse, because I know for myself the power of just centering each day. And sorry, I get so distracted when I see comments pop. I'm like, oh, I want to read and talk and all the things. Anyway, yeah, and I just realized how much anxiety I might hold about things. Like I'll just feel it, like I'll wake up with knots in my stomach. I'm like, what is that? What's going on with me? And so I just kind of started a little practice in the mornings to just acknowledge what I'm waking up with. Maybe take a minute to journal, and then just move really quickly on my mat, maybe just a few minutes or to a song, and then just lay in the stillness and silence to kind of just find peace and centering again. For me, that comes from just centering with God and hearing God's peace speak over me. And yeah, so these are going to just be short little things, just because things build up throughout our week. Emotions get trapped and stored, and so we can hold on to them and just keep going. And so I think it's important to take moments of pause and to acknowledge the emotions and where we're manifesting it in our body. And so instead of doing a little 5-minute thing on Wednesday mornings, during this time of our world's history, I'm like, let's just do some yoga instead. So these are going to be like midweek mind-body cleanses and centering practices. So I'm assuming you brought your mat to your home space since you knew this was going to be some yoga. So we'll get started. I'm going to move back, and we're just going to roll with this. It's been a while since I've done Facebook Live, so I'm a little rusty. If you can't hear me well, Feel free to comment any feedback because I want it so we can do these and just kind of make them better. Yeah, we're going to just start lying down on your back. And we'll take our feet as wide as the mat. Let your knees just come in to kiss. I'll just show you that. So feet wide, knees together. Maybe the palms are hand to the heart, hand to the belly, palms open. Maybe they're up overhead. For those who maybe have never practiced with me before, I just want to start by saying that everything within this class is optional, so I want you to listen to your body. If anything feels funky or off, painful, please back out and listen to that and just do your own thing. Just being here might be nice enough. And so, yeah, everything is optional. If it feels a little uncomfortable, I encourage you to maybe sit with that and press into that. But any pain, please back out of that. This is your time to pay attention to your body, and your body is telling a story. We want to learn how to listen to it. And so from here, let's just, on our backs, feel the breath move through the body. Feel the length of your spine rooted down to the ground. Maybe just taking notice of any sounds you hear around you. As I said, I'm in a home with 6 people, so if you hear noises, yeah, that's the reality. Maybe you just take note of the air on your skin, how the room that you're in feels. Maybe you just gently gaze around as you're on your back, just looking up, looking around you, side to side. What do you notice? What colors? Doing these 5 sense exercises are really grounding for us, and in a time in our world where things feel so uncertain and unknown and vulnerable, it's easy to kind of get anxious, and so we come back to our breath and these grounding things. Find that slow, full inhale. Start at the belly. Rise all the way up the chest. Feel the heart open. And then as you exhale, just feel yourself melting into your mat. Maybe breathing, if you're newer to yoga, maybe just account for 3 or 4 as you inhale. And finding an evening on your exhale. I know for me, sometimes I just need the open mouth exhale because there's just a lot I'm holding. And for me, it's just the symbol of letting it go. And so I want you, as you're continuing with your own deep breath, listening to it move through the sound, move through your nose, and maybe out your nose or out your mouth. Just bring your awareness to your body and where you feel your breath. Is there somewhere that's tight that you can just feel the breath kind of gets trapped? Maybe you're holding on to some emotion right now. Maybe you are holding anxieties or fears, loneliness, anger. Just as you breathe deeply, what we're doing in the body physically is we're just engaging our vagus nerve, which is the nerve that's running from the back of the spine, from the back of the neck, all the way down to the tailbone. And your deep breath is actually just telling your body you're okay. And I think right now we all need that reminder, and so we just take the full breath and remember we're okay. Maybe you breathe in peace or connection, and you exhale out just these other emotions that are just kind of holding you back, causing tension. And as you're ready, you can bring your knees into your chest. Maybe you just gently rock side to side. Maybe getting a massage right now is not an option, so we give ourselves a massage on our mat. So maybe there's just this splitting the knees open and just making circles with your hands to your knees. Just play around with what feels good in your own body. I read recently that this whole virus can actually be causing a lot of grief for people. And the grief might manifest in ways that feel unexpected. I'm just going to read through this list, and maybe you just notice if there's something that resonates with you as you're with your knees to your chest. And yeah, just to check in and then to know where we can move forward from. So it says maybe you're having difficulty concentrating. Maybe there's a preoccupation with the news. Maybe you're having physical symptoms of stomach aches, headaches, muscle tension. Maybe you're in shock and denial, just thinking this isn't happening, doesn't feel real. Maybe you're angry. I'm so upset with people, the media, the government. Maybe you're in a place of bargaining. Why is this happening to me? Can't they just let me fill in the blank? Maybe you're in a depression. I'm afraid I won't be able to get out of this. Feeling hopeless right now. My life will never be the same. Maybe there's an acceptance, just saying this really sucks, but I'm going to focus on what I can control. I'm going to take things one day at a time. Wherever you fall on that list, if you find yourself there, just knowing it's okay, that it's normal, and that we're here together to just realize that this is something we can control. We can show up, acknowledge, and find peace and come back to peace. From here, we're going to thread the needle. So take your right ankle over your left knee and just interlace the hands around that left shin or thigh. Feel the shoulders grounding down to your mat. I always like to find a little movement in my posture, so I like to just gently sway and open up new space in the hips. Maybe you just hold and breathe. Keeping that right foot slightly flexed. Maybe you experience pressing the right elbow into the right thigh if you want a little deeper. Now the hips are this kind of dumping grounds of our body. When we don't know what to do with emotions, we kind of just stuff them in this place. And so if you're feeling really tight here, that could be why, because maybe there's just some suppressed emotion that we're giving space right now to release, to open. So when it gets intense, this is where we breathe deeper. So I'll just kind of keep cueing you back to your breath. And then if you want it, you can extend the left leg up, breathing into the left hamstring here, maybe just rolling the ankle. Keep that right leg as it is. You can stay like this, or if you want to bring the hands at your sides, we'll just do a little core. We'll slowly lower the left leg down towards the ground, keeping the right knee drawing away from your body. Once you feel the mid-back is tempted to lift off the ground, that's your edge, just draw back up. Moving slowly. As you exhale, lower down. If anything, this time is teaching us is about slowing down, right? That our once really busy schedules running around, driving here and there is just kind of halted. We also just learn how to slow down in our body and our breath. Maybe finding one more. If you want to eliminate this and just keep holding that thread the needle, that's totally fine. And then from here, bend that left knee again, and we'll just drop the knees over to the left, spinal twist. So rooting the shoulders down, knees to the left, maybe the gaze goes towards the right. And again, as you take those full breaths, where do you feel your breath move in this posture? And then we'll switch sides, come back center. We'll cross the left ankle over the right knee. I know I am feeling this majorly today. Interlace the hands around the right thigh, the right shin. Just a few full breaths here. Opening up these tight spaces in the body. You can play around with bringing that left elbow into the left thigh if you want to take it deeper. And then we'll extend the right leg up. Just a few breaths here. Again, take it or leave it if you want to stay and thread the needle. Otherwise, we'll do those slow lower down here. Again, keeping that left knee moving away from the body. Find your edge and then slowly draw back up. This might be one of the most heat-inducing things we do today. Inhale to bring the legs up. Exhale to lower. One more. And then as you're ready, bend that right knee back in. And we'll drop the knees to the right, scoot the hips to the left. Open the arms, gaze over that left shoulder. Notice if the shoulders are drawing in towards your ears, gently draw them away and down. And then maybe you're holding your tension in your jaw or the space between your eyes. Can you just let the breath soften these parts of your body? One more full cycle of breath. And then we'll just gently come back neutral, hugging your knees into your chest. And then we'll just rock and roll forward and back, coming to seated. Finding butterfly legs. So we'll take the soles of your feet together. Maybe it's just a sitting up tall. If this feels already intense for you, if you want to grab some pillows and put them under your knees, feel free to do that. If you want to take it a little further, you can fold forward, draw the chin to the chest. I read somewhere today that sometimes even to live is an act of courage. Just showing up to the day is our courageous step. So just breathing that in. What are the things today that we can control? And what's the invitation of things to let go of? And then as we walk back up, we're just going to shift. I'm going to turn myself back to my mat. We're going to shift into reverse table. So hands come behind you, fingertips towards your glutes, press up. Let the head just gently fall back. Think about drawing the shoulders away so that the collarbones spread wide, heart lifts. Draw that navel up towards the sky. As you exhale, drop down. Again, soles of your feet together, fold it out or stay lifted. Just one full cycle of breath. We're going to flow that a little bit. As you exhale, feet hip distance, lift up, inhale, reverse table. Lower down, butterfly legs, one more time, fold it out. And then come back up, feet hip distance, press up, reverse table. Lower back down. From here, we're just going to step to the top of our mat, forward fold. And so actually I've heard that the back of our legs, the hamstrings, are this place where we're trying to control. So maybe yours feel really tight right now because things just feel like they're spiraling and you're trying to grab onto something. And so maybe there's really a lot of tightness back here. So just find a soft bend in the knees. Let's keep working, hollowing out your belly, maybe just folding into it a little deeper. Maybe nodding the head, yes, and no. And then deep bend in the left knee. Left hand comes under the nose. Right arm reaches high. Keep that right hip reaching back. A Avoid any dumping into that left shoulder. Really root the fingertips down, then rising up. Exhale, switching sides, deep bend in the right knee, right hand down. Reach up. Think about that hip, that left hip drawing slightly back. Exhale, hands come down. We'll inhale, halfway lift. Fingertips to shins, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Last one, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. This time, inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Arms sweep high. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Inhale, reach high. As you exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. As we step back with the left foot, drop the left knee down, uncurl the toes. You can keep the fingertips down or fingertips to the knee, right above the knee. Just making sure your right knee is directly over your ankle. Breathe into the tight spaces in your body. Recognizing that everything's connected. Our emotions, what we feel in our body, they're not separate things. So we just acknowledge and we pay attention. We breathe some new life into our bones, into our vessels, into our cells. As you exhale, we're going to bring the fingertips down, sit back, half splits. So maybe you wiggle the right foot. Fingertips come under the shoulders, bend the elbows back, fold it out. Just find 3 breaths here before we tick-tock back and forth. As you're ready, bend back into that that modified crescent. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Flowing 3 more times with your own breath. This next time, your bent knee, curl the back toes under, lift the knee up, root the left hand down. Right arm reaches high. Hand comes down. We're just going to step to plank and then down dog. If you want to do the vinyasa, go for it. From here, right leg will lift. Maybe you just keep it lifted, or you can bend the knee, open the hips, keeping the shoulders squared. Again, releasing the neck. What are the things you need to let go of, trying to control? Kind of just let be. Straighten the legs, square the hips. Bring that right foot in front of the left. We'll cross at the ankles. Pinky toes touch. Just a little funky down dog for a breath or 2. Uncross the ankles. This time, left foot steps forward. Drop the back knee down just for a breath. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands come down. Step to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale to your heart. Again, inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back with the right foot this time. Drop the knee down, uncurl the toes. Either fingertips stay down or reach the hands just above the knee, or you can reach them up. Your own expression here. Just 3 breaths. Really root the legs down, then find yourself lifting up from the hips. Growing taller in the upper body. Staying with your belly breath to remind yourself to seek peace in the midst of chaos, in the midst of so many unknowns. Hands come down, half split, straighten that left leg. Walk the hands back, bend the elbows, fold over that left leg. Visualize your exhale moving to your tight spaces. clearing out, cleansing, making room. And then we'll walk back up. We'll tick-tock that. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale up. Heart and gaze lift. Exhale back. One more. Exhale. This time, come here, root the right hand down, curl the back toes under, lift the back knee, twist it open. I just realized I'm wearing like all these dark colors and I'm in a shadow, so I hope you guys can see me okay, or my directives are good enough that you know what I'm doing. Next time I'll wear some light colors. There's Grace, thank you. Exhale, hands come down, step to plank, either vinyasa or right to your down dog. And this time left leg lifts. Maybe you bend the knee and open the hips. Maybe you just keep the leg lifted and open. Straighten the legs, square the hips, bring that left ankle in front of the right. Pinky toes touch. 2 breaths here. Funky down dog. Uncrossed, right leg comes forward. Drop the left knee down, reach high. And then exhale, hands come down, step to the front of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Whew. Exhale, fold. Just getting one with nature here, my bun. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold it out. So for the sake of time, and we're going to just keep moving. If you're at home watching this later and you want to pause it and do that little flow 1 or 2 more times, take it. Otherwise, we're going to step back with the left foot. This time, keep the knee lifted. Start to get strong in the legs, in the feet, grounded, and then feel the lightness in the upper body. Maybe the fingertips come back. Draw the shoulders away from your ears. And then we're going to inhale, reach high, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to the heart. As we inhale, straighten the front leg, reach the arms high. Exhale, hands to heart, bend, crescent lunge. A couple more times. Inhale, straighten the leg, reach. Exhale, hands to heart, bend. 2 more. Straight leg, gaze up. Exhale to your heart, bend in the knee. Last one. This time, open up, warrior 2. That front arch is lined with your back, your front heel lined with your back arch. And then from here, we're going to just take a little forward fold in our down dog. So keep the legs as they are. We're just going to walk the hands like we're in a down dog upper body. Keep that right knee moving back away from your body. Drop the neck. Just gently shake out the head. Just really rooting into the parts of your body connected to the ground. And then find strength in the legs, supporting you. And then from here, just start to walk yourself back up, then pivot the feet to your wide A so the feet are parallel. And then we'll just fold it out here. If you have a headstand in your practice and you feel safe doing it on your own, take it. Otherwise, just stay in your fold. 3 more breaths here. Sometimes just living life today is courageous enough. From here, just coming into halfway lift. Hands come to your hips. Slight bend in the knees will rise up. Turn the toes out, heels in. We'll come into this yogi goddess, what is it called? Horse. There's many names for this pose. And I'll just take the hands to just above the knees. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. We're going to just drop the right shoulder to the left knee. Center. Switch. We're just doing a lot of my favorite poses that really like get into some of the deep spaces. I'm feeling so many things. I did a little barre class yesterday with my friend because I'm trying to move every day and keep motivated. I'm feeling it today. So just doing a few more like that. Inhaling to center, exhale to twist. Last one. And then straighten the legs. We're going to pivot those right toes back to the front and bring that left foot parallel to the back of your mat. Arms open up. We're going to move into triangle. So if you need to shorten your stance, take that. Hinge the right fingertips forward. Kick the hips back. And then that right hand comes to shin, comes to the ground or a block. Opening up here, finding a little micro bend in that front knee. Rooting not into the toes, but into the four corners of your feet. Again, strong and rooted here. Rooted in peace. Rooted in comfort and strength. Maybe the bicep comes over the ear if you want a little more stretch on that left side body. And then from here, we're going to bend back into warrior two. Windmill the hands down. Come to the ball of your back foot, and we're going to wiggle that right foot all the way out to the right side of your mat. Drop the left knee down, uncurl the toes. The hands come to the inside edge of your right foot, so we're coming into lizard pose. That right knee is hugging into your shoulder. If this is too much on your knees, please grab a little pillow or blanket, but also maybe press into the top of that foot and lift the knee, and then just place gently down onto the flesh just above your knee. We don't want to be directly on the kneecap here. Find a few breaths just with your heart lifted. We're going to just be in this pose a little bit here. So as you're ready, you can either drop down to your forearms or stay lifted, just draw the chin to the chest. But I've just been thinking a lot lately about how all of this is making a lasting impact on us. How what we're all going through is going to shift something for every person in this world. That there's just a major global shaking up. And what is the wake-up call for us? Where do we need our eyes to be open? And I think as somebody who travels around a lot and has experienced other cultures, I think about America and how this disruption for us is so much about our own selfishness. Even how people are responding to being quarantined and not wanting to listen and thinking, well, I'm okay, instead of thinking about the effects of just if we get sick, even though it's not that big a deal to us, how it might impact someone else. And I'm not saying that there aren't amazing people in this country who think of others, but I think as a whole, we're definitely more prone to being a people who are thinking of just ourselves first. And how will this impact me? Instead of how will this impact my community? So that's just what I've been sitting with a lot lately. If you're not on your hands already, come back up. Super slowly start to bend into that left knee. We'll bring the right knee together with the left. We'll take child's pose, either knees together or wide. Just feel kind of the blood moving on that left side of your body. Just taking pause for a little bit, noticing the effects of those postures. Yeah, so I'm just so curious what this shaking up is doing. And I know we probably won't see it right away, but I believe there's something significant for all of us in this. And I know I want my eyes to be open. I was reminded of a phrase that I've heard from when I lived in Uganda, called Ubuntu, which basically means I am because we are. We all have a universal bond, and we belong to one another. We participate in one another's humanity. And I know for myself, I am a product of America and I do put myself first a lot. But this idea of I am because we are, what does that mean for us in these days right now? I am because we are. Just remembering how interconnected we all are around this globe. As you're ready, we'll just take the other side. So press up out of your child's pose, come to table, down dog. And then we'll step back to the top of our mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale to your heart. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. This time, exhale, step back with the right foot. Stay lifted. Getting rooted into the feet as you inhale. Maybe the fingertips reach back, draw the shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, reach high. I'm actually going to switch directions so I don't give you a butt shot for the forward fold. Not my first time recording a video. Okay, we'll reach high. Remember this time, hands to heart. As you inhale, straighten the front leg, arms sweep up. Exhale to your heart, bend in the front knee. 3 more on your own. Inhale to reach. Exhale to your heart. Reaching high. Exhale down. Last one. Exhale to your heart. From here, open up, warrior 2. Front heel lines with your back arch. That left knee is tracking towards your pinky toe. And then we'll find that down dog, upper body. So hands coming to about 11 o'clock. Legs still in down, warrior 2. Keep feeling like you're trying to tear the middle of your mat in half. Again, shaking out your head. Releasing the things we just cannot control. And instead staying present and just being in what is. Believing and trusting we're okay. Walking yourself back to center, then pivoting the feet to parallel. Make any adjustments you need. Come to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. If you want to take your hands to your ankles or maybe interlace the hands behind your back. Play around with what feels good in your body. Coming back up, halfway lift, hands to the hips, flat back, slowly rise up, turning the toes out, heels in, again coming into that horse stance. Pressing the inner knees to the outer knee, hands just come to heart. Maybe take a hand to the heart, a hand to the belly as we just feel our breath moving here. In just uncomfortable spaces we're all just existing in. Just breathing in hope for others around us. Maybe there's somebody that just keeps coming to your mind. That you think of a way to come around them in the best way we can right now. That we don't just think about how this is inconveniencing us or challenging for us, but that we would shift our gaze to the others in our life that maybe don't have a home or don't have resource to be stocking up on food and have to keep going out, who do have medical conditions, and this is just terrifying. How do we just remember that we are for each other? Straighten the legs. Pivot the left toes back to the front of your mat. Arms open, hinge forward, triangle pose. Again, finding that micro bend in your left knee. Feel your shoulder blades hug together behind the heart. Slowing your breath down. Maybe the bicep comes over the ear, a little more stretch on the right side. And then bending back into that left knee, windmill the hands. Come do the ball of the back foot. Drop the right knee down, uncurl the toes, and then just walk that left foot out to the left side of your mat. Hands come to the inside edge. Uncurl the right toes. Maybe press into the foot. Just lift the knee cap up and gently place the knee down, just feeling the flesh just above your knee. And then finding your lizard pose here. Whether you're dropping to your forearms or just drawing your chin to your chest. Just kind of noticing what this time is stirring up for us, but then coming back to peace. And just letting your heart be open to others around you that need to see the goodness and the kindness of community right now. There's just something comforting when we know we're not alone. And right now we're all isolated to our homes and it feels lonely. Just 5 more breaths here. Sitting in things that are uncomfortable. But learning to access our deep breath. To have the courage to keep stepping forward. And we'll gently again just shift back into that left or right knee. Let the left knee come to meet the right, child's pose. Again, just feel all the sensations in your body as the blood moves throughout. We get through this by helping others. We get through this by being kind to ourselves. We get through this through community, even virtual community. We get through this by slowing down. And we get through this by being brave enough to feel it all. And so just not judging what's coming up for you on your mat. Just saying, okay, I see you. I acknowledge you. Giving ourselves that extra grace. We'll just slowly come up from our child's pose, coming to table. We'll just cross the ankles, walk ourselves back, and we'll just come down onto our back. We're going to take 3 bridge poses. If you have wheel in your practice, maybe on your second, third one you take wheel. For me, it's the afternoon, so this can be a little invigorating. So maybe if you don't want to have some coffee, this will kind of give you a little rush, a little boost. So bringing the feet hip distance apart. Hands at your sides. As you inhale, we're going to lift the hips high. Feel the shoulders root down the back of the head and the feet rooted. Maybe you walk the shoulder blades together and interlace the hands beneath you. Find a little extra lift with your chest moving towards your chin. Chin gently drawing away. And then we'll lower back down, slowly release the hands. Taking the feet wide again, knees kiss, and just 2 breaths in between. As you're ready, bring the feet hip distance again, pressing yourself back up into bridge pose. If you're taking wheel, just move through it slowly. Just opening up your heart here to receive the fullness of peace that wants to just pour over you in the midst of the uncertainties. Peace is always just that deep breath away. As you're ready, lower back down. Finding 2 breaths of a reset, maybe the feet again wide, and then as you're ready, take your last heart opener. Stay connected to the fullness of your breath. As you're ready, just lower back down, taking your feet as wide as your mat. Just gently windshield wiper the knees side to side. So as you exhale, drop them to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. And then coming to neutral, draw the knees into your chest. We'll just take another spinal twist so you can keep the knees in tight, open the arms like a T, scoot your hips to the right, let your knees drop to the left. I recently was in a group meditation practice, and we were kind of just nestled in these little blankets on little foam mattresses with eye covers, and it was just an hour. It was like a sound bath, and I found myself at the beginning kind of resisting, like I was anxious and I was like wanting to have control still. And so I was like kind of trying to keep myself lifted, and all of a sudden I just felt like the blanket that I was in just became a weighted blanket. Like it was just pressing me down to the ground and just like pinning me there in a way that was like, you're okay, just let go. Stop resisting and fighting, just surrender to being here. And it was just really comforting for me. And I know that's the purpose of weighted blankets, is to feel like tucked in and covered and held. So you're ready, just switching sides, scooting your hips to the left, dropping your knees to the right. And that's my hope for each of us practicing right now. Is that as we come into that final rest posture, you would just feel this sense of a weighted blanket wrapped around you that just calms any of your anxieties, that reminds you that you are so tightly held, covered, protected, loved, that it just allows you to fully exhale and release the need to control things that you cannot. As you're ready, we'll just come back center. If there's any other posture you want to take, maybe it's happy baby or just knees into your chest again, just take the last few breaths. And I encourage you to stay connected even here, not to sign off unless you need to, because this is the part that's the most valuable of the practice, where the body has been holding all this trapped energy and emotion, and we've kind of given it space to release, and now we just can sit in stillness and just savor the peace. So as you're ready, just start to make your way, legs out long, as wide as your mat. As you inhale, just draw the shoulder blades together and then lower back down so the heart's open, palms face up. Find a full breath in from the belly. Feel it at the top of the chest, hold, sigh it out. I just wanted to read a part of Psalm 91 over us in our closing. So whether you are a follower of God or not, I am, and these words bring comfort. And so I just invite you to take what's for you from this. But it says, when you sit enthroned under the shadow of Shaddai, you are hidden in the strength of God Most High. God is the hope that holds you, the stronghold to shelter you, your great confidence. God's massive arms are wrapped around you, protecting you. You can run under this covering of majesty and hide. God's arms of faithfulness are a shield keeping you from harm. Divine love says to you, I will answer your cry for help every time you pray. And you will find and feel my presence, even in your time of pressure and trouble. So as these massive arms of your Creator are around you, like this weighted blanket, soothing your fears, may you feel wrapped up and at ease. God, we thank you that in these uncertain times, your peace is found just a breath away. May we continue to make rest and to slow down, to use this time just to seek you, to have our eyes open to something new, to have our eyes open to others, and to respond in love and kindness. Soothe our fears. May our hands be open, loose grip to anything we're trying to control that is simply out of our control. May we just be in today. You can begin to move your fingers and your toes. Draw your knees back into your chest. Rolling onto your side in a fetal position. As you're ready, just coming up to seated. Your eyes closed, your gaze just softly down. Together, let's full breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. One more breath in. Sigh it out. You can just blink your eyes open. For those of you who have been with me the whole time, I'm just glad to offer this for you. I plan to do this every Wednesday, maybe more, but be connected here and I'll let you know for more. Before I go though, just this word that I was talking about, Ubuntu, and just that I am because we are. I have a very dear friend in Kenya. She's American, but she lives there full time and has been for years, and she has an art ministry. She works with girls who have been prostituted for basic living needs, and she does a lot of art therapy with them, and she's basically like their mom in many ways, and paying for their school fees, and they're all quarantined at home right now, and they don't have very much. She says for the next 10 days they for sure have food and water, and but she gave me a list of certain needs, and so totally not obligated, but if any of you just want to donate something, want to send me a Venmo, and I'll send the money to her to use to make sure these girls have what they need. As soon as I heard that it was impacting this part of the world, I just I know how vulnerable it is there, and just the resource is not what we have, and I just want to make sure I've just, yeah, been really burdened. So I just wanted to put that out there. So if anyone wants to send a Venmo donation of anything, again, totally optional. You can just Venmo me at Allison, Allison dash LaBianca, all one word. And I'll make sure to get that to her. The organization is called Art and Abolition, if you wanted to look it up. But okay, well, that's where I leave you. I want you, if you're here with me, and maybe you want to comment what you are going to take off your mat with you into the rest of your week. Maybe there's something that came up during the class. I'd love to just see a word or a phrase that encouraged you or brought some hope for you today. Okay, so glad you're here. Love this, and stay safe.